A nurse from Philadelphia may stand out when she runs in the Boston Marathon later this month. Dawn Timony caught up with the nurse ahead of her big run.
When I'm in full training, I run anywhere from like 100 to 120 miles a week.
Running and working as a nurse for Penn Medicine are Sam Recker's two biggest passions in life. This 30-year-old is combining her love of both by competing in the Boston Marathon to raise money and support the mental health of nurses, especially during COVID.
I knew getting into this profession, it's a physically and emotionally demanding job. I think we've been tested more than ever the last 2 years specifically. So that's kind of where the idea was born.
The idea being to run the 26.2-mile race in her scrubs.
It's a little different, a little more material, that's for sure. So I have gone for a couple runs in scrubs just to kind of get a feel for it.
A massive outbreak of bird flu is devastating poultry farmers across more than a dozen states. This is tens of millions of birds are being put to death to help prevent the spread of the virus. Marianne Rafferty has the latest.
The H5N1 bird flu is surging, with health officials calling it the worst outbreak since 2015. The Department of Agriculture now reporting cases in poultry and wild birds in at least 24 states, resulting in the death of more than 22 million birds, as farmers kill those infected birds and any bird potentially exposed to a sick animal. H5N1 poses relatively low risk for people, but is highly contagious for chickens, turkeys, and several species of wild birds. So far, most of the fowl killed have been egg-laying chickens, causing the average price of eggs to jump by 52% since February, just ahead of the Easter holiday.
We're just pushing it down our throats.
Farmers in the Midwest are getting hit especially hard. The Broughton family lives near an egg farm in Palmyra, Wisconsin that's killed roughly 3 million chickens. They're worried because the land across from their home will now be used as a mass grave for the carcasses.
You can't tell me it's not going to get at my water.
And in Iowa, the nation's top egg producer, more than 5 million hens and close to 100,000 turkeys have also been slain. Meanwhile, Chicago's Lincoln Park Zoo is taking measures to prevent its birds from contracting the virus.
We are along one of the flyways, the migratory flyways, and some of our birds are exposed to wild birds, so we brought them all inside. So that includes our waterfowl, our Chilean flamingos, African penguins.
The USDA has been exploring vaccines for birds to avoid another deadly outbreak in the future.
The number of teenage girls heading to the emergency room with eating disorders more than doubled during the pandemic. A recent report from the CDC found girls between 12 to 17 went to the ER with food-related issues during the pandemic at twice the rate than before the pandemic began. Medical experts say the mental health crisis that has affected the entire population is partly to blame. Parents may want to watch for sudden changes in behavior. That includes excessive exercise or children frequently checking their weight. Doctors say if you sense something is wrong, call a medical professional for help.